I'm gonna give a quick little video with my thoughts here real fast so I can put it on tape. But it goes in with the visions of what's to come. What is the world economy evolving of how we're gonna be in the perspective of financially, job wise, things of that nature. So I'm more of on the cutting edge of technology, concept, and with that being said, the inner depths of that, you would say, going through my experiences of being in the different IT areas, IT departments, financial professions, electronics, services, advisory, things of that nature. So, you have all these different experiences, and when you dwell back on them, you say, okay, well, the big corporations always end up merging or filing bankruptcy and starting over. So the big corporations, the MCI WorldComs, Exxons, not really Exxons, but the Enrons. But you have the different, and those companies, a lot of companies stay with what they merge or whatnot. MCI WorldCom, Enron just collapsed and started a lot of this paper propaganda and what to come in the storylines. So just recalling a lot of it, and you said, okay, well, the big corporations that come, they end up merging and collapsing. So I filed bankruptcy, and so that's what the United States is. So you have a big corporation that's merging and collapsing. And so it'll be in perspective for the people that understand and have different jobs of responsibilities to be able to play out, or going to be able to maintain and well off in certain perspectives than others. But those ones that have a pattern in their lives of being eliminated from the equation of the work line tree, will also be looking at this and following those elements when it comes to this overall element, not being able to see the bigger picture. So, or having skill sets to a level that ends up keeping you in this rat race. And not having the understanding of listen to and being able to see the people that actually give the right information and be able to focus in on that and not just keep on looking to the main perspective and focus in on that and believe that, and then you follow that, which is illiterate, because it ain't work yet. But because you hear this all the time, so it's not like you're going to brush this off. You actually hear this and know this, and you still follow the main thing, versus someone that is simple-minded, simplicity, and live these things out, more so than people that would actually paint a picture of whatever. So the story of what it would be to come and how it would be projected with the state, and it falling in like a corporation, emerging like a corporation, you would have the lives happening in the same way, and so the employment's going to happen the same way, and the way that they do things, and then they got to just take the crumbs of whatever the overall corporation wants to give you and how they want to manage you. Then you have the entrepreneurs and the ones that foresee these things, and the technicians the technicians that actually have a job up until the point where the hell happens. So then they end up losing their jobs too. So they end up having to take a severance package and look for something else. But they know they still got their skill set. So they just have, for their duties of closing out the doors and of basically giving all the Jews of what they know and marketing and recording everything on a technical perspective. So being the ones that ends up closing the whole doors and being the policeman of the network security and know firsthand when things are starting to crumble and come down. So, but at the same time, it's a chain where they have no diligence of being able to keep the whole paradigm up anyway. But they can see how it keeps on falling down because they have to let each other go and make all these technical recordings for the 101 dummies to anybody that wanted to pick up a handbook and rebuild. So that's how it goes in the corporate world and the structures of in IT and so forth and closing down a major corporation. And you might have I had 8 technicians of us, and then we ended up MCI WorldCom and ended up getting down to I think 1, maybe 2 guys. 2 guys were still there, or maybe 1 or 2. I don't know, Jason or Weldon, which one, what shit, and I think all of them. No, everybody ended up having to leave. Shit, what am I tripping on? Everybody was sitting at the dinner table, basically jobless and having to start over, every last one of us. So that's how it goes. Anyhow, you go into these perspectives, and the prone of this, let's say, on having all these different ways of not having, so you want to have a solution to all these things, and well, you want to be able to create, you should be able to foresee and then say, okay, these things is all going to come in, and so what you're going to do, the window's getting ready to shut. The music has been playing for a moment. So what you're going to do other than getting caught up into the fishbowl. So, you got to go electronically. You got to be able to create your avenue of getting creative in the ways that you can. So, but, obviously electronically is a more sufficient way of doing so. But if not, then you got to be more manually and creative with the ways that you're familiar with. So, but do it with class, do it with finesse, do it with observation and unity of different ways of different flexibilities. So, that's you have your perspective once you actually put it in categories. Once you see it in the picture and the vision, it's not as easy for people to paint these pictures, but they can hear it and then see the picture. And as long as you can hear something and see a picture, then you can always follow that and have a sense of something. And then it can go from that mustard seed to a watermelon. But you get my point. But anyhow, you want to paint those kind of pictures where you end up having a manual versus a electronic perspective of income. And both, obviously. So one can hold the other until back and forth. But that's a sophistication way of the things are happening, getting with someone and actually becoming an apprentice. There's too many people and they're pushing you into the point where you actually can see it and it's smacking your face and you're going to finally have to cry and holler, oh, I give up, I give in, I do anything it takes. Okay, I'm all right, I listen, okay. All right, I listen, okay. Oh, that's all we doing. Oh, we trying to run from that. All right, I'm gonna listen. Finally, I'm gonna listen. All right, I give in. God, tried everything I can to go my old devilish ways versus doing it the right way, any damn way. So I can come up out of this pressure. Oh, that's how we doing. So, um, when you're in pain and you're going through all your turmoil in life and so forth, you ain't doing nothing because you don't want to go the right way. And so therefore, the highest to be have the matrix played out where you just gonna keep on getting pressure slapped in your face until you actually see it. And then it's the overall world, and then the overall world is gonna be in poverty, and then it's gonna be a point where, of course, they're gonna be screaming about it because everybody's in poverty. And all of whatever storylines are, the catastrophe, if this would have happened, Trump would have did this, if Obama would have did this, if Bill Clinton would have did this, if Bushes would have did this, if Lamont would have did this, if everybody would have did this and then this, that. It's just pretty much your own, I'm just rambling, but getting things in perspective on these two sides of things, but that's what's going to take place. You're going to be with the actual having to finally give in. I give in. What does it take me to get up out the gutter? I do whatever it takes to get me up out the gutter, finally. Women and men, children, everybody, because we all been back and forth cycling. So when that finally take place, it's going to be to a point where it's going to be a rebuild. And a rebuild is going to be where people are going to be so in begging and the system is so changed up to it's going to have to rebuild and create itself up. And the ones that understand, the ones that know, the ones that have, the ones that are doing, the ones that are able are going to be rebuilding based on what they're understanding, they're doing, they're knowing what they have and what they're able to do. And so, as everybody's rebuilding, the ones that understand, the ones that know, the ones that have, in the ways that they want to know and understand, the ones that have and to do, hopefully they don't get swallowed by everybody else with their crap, with their old theology. But you have those that all want to understand and know are going to be capable and with understanding and knowing and capabilities and rebuilding and the whole visions of you're going to have free range of doing exactly in your world of what you perceive. So if you perceive in a righteous way, in a manner, let's just cut to the chase. So if you perceive it in a righteous way, in a manner of how you interact and deal with things and so forth, and that perception, because, I'm only talking about that vision, I'm talking about the higher righteous side of things, and the conclusion. And so you want to say, okay, well, in my world, everybody going back to school. Ain't nothing but school. That's all this is school. So the whole thing is a school. So if you ain't learning crap the way this world is made up, so I'm about to get up. If the world is in shambles and we're trying to rebuild, then the rebuilding starts with the mind. And and the whole concept is not to be enslaving people and physically rebuilding with the physical manner. You got to rebuild a community with the mind, and having them understand. So everybody got to go to school, even if you like it or not. And school, in my manner, is not school in the manner of what you normally go to. And you sit in front of a chalkboard and people just drill you, or you go listen to recordings and you sit there and you bob your head left and right. That's not school. School is just, bottom line is understanding, getting the concept. Having the ability and thriving with your capabilities and so forth, but putting yourself in realms. with your whole being, but understanding and understanding and understanding and understanding. That's all school is: understanding. How do you understand? Understand. How do you get to that concept? So I'm gonna keep it short and get up out of here with that. And yeah, have a good day. Bye.